Hey guys, it's JimBlade8304 here, and today we're taking a look at the biggest Ninjago set for summer 2026. This is set 71872, Ultra Dragon Battle. Has 2,178 pieces. 4 minifigs were released for the price of $200 in the United States on August 1st when it comes out in the North America region. I bought this early from overseas, so we're going to take a look at the set. This thing is absolutely massive. This is not a play set. This is a purely display set. There are a couple play features hidden throughout it, but it's mostly a display set. Starting off with the base, we have the scenery that's built with the, I believe what is supposed to be the Great Devourer coming out of the ground and attacking the Ultra Dragon. This is from Ninjago Legends DuskFall, which we have not seen as of the recording and posting of this video. But spinning it around, we do get a nice look at that scenery, which is built up using a bunch of different gray slope pieces and some tiles and some tan plates, and overall looks really nice. We have a couple different things posed throughout it. They are included in the set, ability to do that. And then we have this gate, which is half fallen over. We'll look at that later on. But spinning the dragon around, again, just looks absolutely incredible. And then we'll take a look at the Great Devourer later on as well. This dragon is huge. Let's just start off by saying that, first and foremost, this dragon is big. It is heavy, and stability is a little bit of an issue. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but first we'll start at the feet and work our way up to the head. Starting here at the feet, they are built up very nicely. There is a little bit of technique used to reinforce them, but I think the way they are built up looks pretty good. They do have 3 claws on either foot, as well as 4 claws on the hands while we're here and they're in frame. We'll just take a look at that real quick. We'll move on to that later on. And then the legs are built up using a variety of different style of pieces. It uses a bunch of different black slope pieces and tiles and cheese slopes, as well as a few other different techniques, which I find pretty interesting throughout the build process of this. I thought it looked pretty good, and then it transitions into that white and gold color scheme, which looks absolutely incredible. There is no posability at the legs. None whatsoever. Aside from the feet, you can move in and out slightly, but you really don't want to do that. This is, again, a display model. You're going to put it in place and then forget it. Just set it, forget it. You're not going to pick this up and play with it. You're not going to be able to turn this into the Ultra Dragon itself by, like, transforming it. It's a dragon mech, essentially. But I think that's perfectly fine. I think it looks good for what it is, and there aren't any stickers on the lower half. They're all towards the top, and then a couple were used on the Great Devourer and the gate. But we'll get into that here later on. Just spinning it around one more time. We have those nice wings as well. We'll take a look at them closer later on. And then the tail does have some posability. You can spin it in and out. You can ratchet this section up and down, as well as in and out. And then the last section is on a ball joint. 2 ball joints, actually, which I think looks pretty nice. I think the tail is built up really nicely. I really like the way that these pieces line up. I think it looks super cool. And it's pretty detailed. There are a couple of the small tooth pieces used as like horns or scales on the back of the dragon, which I think does look nice and makes it look like a better set. Moving up to the torso and arms, this is actually what you start out building. It's the very first thing you build in the set when you open it and unbox it. I think that it's built up very nicely. Again, it uses that white, black, and gold color scheme with a little bit of trans bright green there, which I think looks really nice in my opinion. You can adjust these slightly. You really wouldn't want to, so you just leave them as they are after you assemble them. The arms have posability. You can rotate them. They have good range of motion here. They don't use any of those pre-bent pieces, which I think is nice. There are also a couple stickers at the shoulder joint right there on that Nexonite's tile piece, which I think looks good. And again, same thing on the other side. And there are also a couple stickers on the claws, just with some like scaling design, which I think looks pretty good here. You can, again, splay these up and down, forward and back. The posability that you would want to have is there. The wings, on the other hand, they are a little bit of an interesting point of conversation here. They do want, if you want to angle them up a little bit, they will try to droop back into place where you had them. But I do think they are printed very nicely. They are a mix of like regular green and trans bright green, trans neon green. I think the printing on them is absolutely incredible. I do wish the actual vinyl piece would have been on the front to cover all this Technic. I don't think it looks the greatest. But I'm sure there's a perfectly good reason why the designer chose to put that on the back and have this Technic exposed. Not my personal preference, but if the designer knows what he's doing a lot better than I do. And lastly, moving up to the head and neck area, the necks are built almost the exact same for each dragon head. It's just very slightly with a couple of 1x2 translucent plates. So you can just build all four of them at the same time. Just be careful that you put the right plate with the right build. And then the dragon heads are also built up almost exactly the same, just again, slight variation on the lower half of the jaw and a little bit of color swapping to get each one to match its proper element. You cannot close the dragon heads all the way, especially with these element pieces in place. It uses a red arrow blade to kind of show a tongue. And the ice dragon has these two ice effect pieces coming out. The fire dragon uses these two red axe pieces, which are nice to see again. The lightning dragon uses two yellow lightning pieces. And then the earth dragon uses two of these large axe pieces. I believe they were first introduced in Nexo Knights, I want to say. So they've been around for a while, but I think they make good use of them here. And again, the gold color scheme works really well for this, in my opinion. I think it looks absolutely incredible. Bringing the display stand back in, you see those two Technic pins that are what the dragon clips onto. It does have a couple Technic bricks in its feet, allowing it to click into place right there, which I think is nice. And you also have this really nicely built up terrain. I think it looks really good and functions very nicely as well. This terrain looks incredible in my opinion, and I'm glad they decided to go with the amount of detail that they did. I think it looks great, and it functions nice as well as a display stand. It is built up, the display stand is rather quite large. It's almost the size of a regular base plate. It might actually be the size of a regular base plate, now that I think about it. And then we'll take a look at the Devourer here in a second, just looking at some of that terrain that, again, I think looks absolutely incredible. That gate back here is just built on a hinge, so you can fix it up hypothetically if you wanted to, or you can have it the way the box suggests, have it tilted over, like battle has come through this area. We don't know, again, how this is going to play out in the show, but it's an option. The Great Devourer is something I didn't think we would see in LEGO for a long time. Probably not until the 20th anniversary of Ninjago, when it wasn't with the original Ultra Dragon set remake in 2019 with Legacy. I didn't think we were going to get this again. But this model is absolutely incredible, and I'm glad they took their time because I think they almost perfected it. The only thing you would like is a little bit of posability, and it just doesn't really have that. It's a pretty fixed into place model. You can spin this section right here back and forth. That's about it, and you can adjust these flaps ever so slightly. And you can also open and close the tongue, but that's about it. The eyes are very nice. They use a saucer piece in trans red with a pink pyramid piece on there, which I think looks really good. There are a few stickers on this. You see they are mirrored, these two, and I think they look good for the scaling design from the purple that fades into green. And then this one up at the top here, which again, I think looks nice as well. I really like how the majority of the stand is tiled off, and I think it looks really good. Again, the one thing I wish they would have done is had a little bit more posability for the Great Devourer's head or neck. It doesn't really do much aside from this joint right here. But I think that's fine. Again, it's a display set, not a play set, so the critique's kind of invalid at that point. But overall, it's a phenomenal looking model. The tan teeth just give it that extra creepy vibe that we remember from 2012 when the Great Devourer was first introduced. And I think this does a good job at what it's trying to do. And you see there are some clear pieces that are used to hold some of the rock effects in place and hold some minifigures up to make it look like they're attacking the Great Devourer. And I'll show you the minifigs closer up in just a couple minutes. But first, I'm going to show you how the Ultra Dragon reattaches to the stand. It again is very simple, so we'll spin the stand back around this way, because that is the way it is shown on the box. You just take the Technic holes that are on the feet right here or here, and then you put one in, and then the other one should just line up the way you would want it to. If I can, just like that, and then you have the Ultra Dragon Battle set. And then the surfboard that you guys saw at the start of the video, that just clips in down here. There are other places I'm sure that you could put this, but that's where the box or the instructions suggest that you put this. We'll look at the surfboard. It's pretty nice. It's a Dark Azure surfboard for Mira, and it has a lightning water effect coming out of it. We don't know who she is. She could be a Master of Lightning or Water, maybe both for all we know. And then the one last bit of display additives are you take this and put this right there like that for Jin to be almost lunging at the Great Devourer. But now it's time to take a look at the minifigs. The first two minifigs we're going to look at are Jin on the left, Jin, and Mira, Mira, on the right. I think these two figures look good. I don't know who they are in relation to any of the other characters in Ninjago Legends or just Ninjago in general. I think these two figures look really good. I think they're dual molded hair for Mira and hood for Jin. I think they both look like really nice pieces, and I'm glad to see them in a nice expensive set. They also do come in a couple cheaper sets. I do think it's good that we get these figures in a variety of sets, in my opinion. Spinning them around to the back, we can't really see much with Jin, but Mira does have a couple nice wrinkles there on that dark azure torso, which I think looks really good. They each do have one of these side sheath pieces. Jin's is in dark red, Mira's is in black. I hope we see that in other colors in the future, but that is a new piece for summer 2026. You can see Jin has arm printing. This, I believe, is one of the first times we've ever gotten arm printing on a Ninjago figure, aside from like the Bricktober packs, which have been 8 years ago at this point. But I do think the arm printing here looks really nice. And that is also, again, like I mentioned, a new dual molded hood piece. It is not the same as Aaron's. My friend believes that we may see this as Aaron's hood piece in the future. I'm not so sure. It's possible. But I think these figures look good. Let's take some of the stuff off to get a look at their face prints and the rest of the torsos. Here's a look at their primary face expressions, the one I display. They're more battle-ready, angry face. That's just my personal preference. And spinning them around, you get a better look at that side arm printing, which I think looks nice. And then on the back, their printing, again, looks pretty good. They look like nice ninja suits, if that's what these are. I think their back face prints look pretty good as well. Jin has a little bit of a scar on his like upper lip / cheek area. And I think these two figures look good. The other two minifigs included in the set are Nate and Oni General, both of which are exclusive to this set. And I think both of these figures look pretty nice. The printing on both of them looks really good. The black and gold color scheme works really well here with a little bit of brown mixed in. So he may be a descendant of Cole. Also, the climber armor is brought back for this set, which I think looks pretty good here. He does use one of the like Stone Warrior style hats, the conical hat in black here, and I think that looks good. The Oni General has a new hairpiece, to my knowledge, and also a new neck attachment, not the armor. The horns that you see there, they attach at the neck almost like a beard or mustache style piece. We'll take a look at the face prints underneath. But overall, I think these two figures look really nice, and they do have some nice back printing as well. We'll take some of this stuff off to look at them. Nate's built up like baseball bat style weapon is really cool. I really like that build. It's 3 pieces, but it's effective and it's really nice in my opinion. Nate also does come with one of the side sheath pieces for his small sword, and again, the Oni General figure looks good. It is done in lavender, very similar to Thanos, if you guys are familiar with the MCU, and this is the way LEGO does their Marvel figures. No alternate face for Nate because he doesn't have anything to cover it when his hat is on. No hairpiece included for any of the figures aside from the Oni General, but that's part of her look. And the back printing here looks pretty nice. It just continues the design from the front with a little bit of like wrinkles in the cloth for Nate, and the Oni General looks pretty good. Again, we don't know who these characters are or how they will play into the show. I'm excited to find out how this will play out. I'm excited to see if this is the Great Devourer returning again or what it's going to be. But I think the figures look good and I think the set looks good. Let's bring everything back for the final thoughts. I forgot, there is one more thing that does come with the Ninjago Legends sets before we close out the video here. We do get this poster, which I think looks pretty nice in my opinion. It's a really nice looking poster. I'm going to try to hang this up somewhere. I don't know where, but I think it looks pretty good here. In conclusion, this is a display set, not a play set. So if you're looking to buy this set for a kid, or if you are a kid and buying this set for yourself, it's a display set. You're not going to get much play value out of this. There's not a whole lot to offer in that department. But for display, this thing is absolutely incredible. One of the best Ninjago display sets we've ever gotten. It's probably better than the Guardian Dragon in my opinion. I like the way this looks. I do think the Guardian Dragon is really nice from last summer, Ninjago Legends. I think the way that it's built is really nice. It is a little bit of a complicated build, so you have to pay attention very carefully to what you're trying to do. But it's a good looking set. It's a really good play set, or display set rather. But it's a really good set. It's a really good display set for the money that you're going to pay for this, $200 in the United States. I think it's well worth it in my opinion. 2,178 pieces, the price per piece, people will tell you that's good. I think it's a good value here. I think you get a lot of nice looks out of this, and you can change the way you have the display, so you can take the dragon off, or you can build your own custom dragon to put on with the pieces from the Ultra Dragon. I think it's a good set. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. It's almost perfect. Maybe a little bit of leg posability would have been nice and bumped it up to a 10. But it's a great set regardless. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. This is JimBlade8304 signing off. Bye.